Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's happening? Hey, my name is Eric McKinley, and I am the Director of Program Development of National Business Builders. And I just wanted to say happy Mindset Motivational Money Making Monday. I try saying that 3 times real fast. So do me a favor, y'all. As you jump on, drop your city and your state, like it, share it, and tag somebody. And if this video or this message uh, gives you some value, hey, please drop a comment and let me know what I said that actually touched your spirit or that actually added value to you. So I'm on the road. Some of you guys know, y'all been watching or whatever. I'm on the road. I'm headed back home right now. And the reason why I wanted to do this video is because there's a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs that really don't understand this concept. And if you really want to be successful in your business, even in your personal life, even if you don't have a business, if you really want to be successful, you need to understand the concept of 2 things, specifically cash flow, what cash flow actually is, and also the concept of cash, asset cash, and how to use it to your advantage. So there's a lot of people out there who may be working a job. I don't know if they even still have this thing where they talk about middle class, but there's a lot of people out there who are earning a decent living, and for the most part, a lot of people are struggling living paycheck to paycheck, and they're doing that because a lot of people don't understand the concept of cash flow. The reason why a lot of people don't understand the concept or the word cash flow is because that's not a language. That's not really a language that we're taught. Cash flow is not a language that we're taught. We're taught money. We're taught money, and we're taught the idea of what's left over. But when we understand the idea of cash flow, then we have the ability to live a better life financially. So when you look at cash flow, the term and what it actually means, cash flow can go both ways. Actually, it can go 3 ways. It could be negative. It could be neutral, or it can be positive. Cash flow is basically the amount of money that you have left over after all of your expenses are paid. That's cash flow. And what we want to do is we want to have positive cash flow. Unfortunately, most people in this country, they have a negative or a neutral or negative cash flow. They have just enough money, and then after a period of time, they end up with a negative cash flow. They may be earning a nice bit of money. They may be a high income earner, or they may be a moderate income earner, but because they are not using certain strategies to improve and increase their cash flow, they end up every month or every paycheck, they end up using whatever resources they have before the next pay period. So that means that they're cash flow negative. And most cash flow negative people don't understand finances and how finances actually work. And the reason why, once again, is because it's something that wasn't discussed in school. Now we've paid in our lives. We paid for a lot of different things. For the most part, as a business owner, you got to understand that you're not buying anything, you're investing. And as we get older, as we get more mature, as we get a little bit more understanding, we should understand the difference between investing and actually buying something. Well, because we weren't taught certain terminologies, and because we didn't learn certain things in school, we fell behind. A lot of people think that that traditional education is the only education that really exists until we get out there and we start actually living our lives, and we realize that it's something that we didn't learn. Well, cash flow, like I said, is the amount of money that you have left over after your expenses are paid. Now you got to ask yourself, and it should be a real simple answer. Do you want to have a negative cash flow, a neutral cash flow, or do you want to have a positive cash flow? And imagine this: having more month than you have money. Having more days in the month than you have enough money to pay for stuff. That leaves you with a negative cash flow. Imagine this: imagine your bills are due, excuse me, on the first of the month. But the way your paycheck falls, you don't get paid until after the first. So I'm going to do it like this. Imagine your bills are due on the first of the month, and they're late by the 5th of the month, but your paycheck happens to come on the 7th. Not only are you lacking cash flow, but because you get paid so late past the due date, you're going to have to pay a late fee, meaning that you're going to lose money because you lack money. And a lot of people are doing that right now. They're losing money because of the lack of money, because they haven't learned money. So we need to understand the importance of cash flow. If you're a business owner, it's just as important, even more so, because if your business fails, unfortunately, you may have to revert back to a job. And for most people, most business owners, your idea for earning your money was to get away from a 9 to 5, a 7 to 3, or 8 to 4, however you want to put it. Okay, so that's imperative to understand what cash flow is. The next thing I want to talk to you about is something that I was educated on, and it's something that helps us to keep more money and grow our money. It's called cash, asset, cash. So I want you to consider this. Get some water, man. Roast ride. Consider this. Cash, asset, cash. All right. You take some cash, and you build or you buy an asset. Okay? Take some cash and you build or you buy an asset that you are expecting that's going to create some more cash. So you take some cash, you buy or you build an asset to make more cash. That's real easy, real simple. I have $100. I'm going to take that $100 and I'm going to invest in $100 worth of product. And my intention is to flip that, double that, triple that, quadruple that to make more cash. Well, here's the problem. I know for a fact that people don't understand cash, asset, cash, because they stop at the first sign of making money, that cash. So the first cash, it was yours. It came out of your pocket. That was your seed money that actually helped you to produce the asset, to buy that asset or build that asset. The next cash you hear is the cash that you made from the asset. Now here's where business owners mess up. They spend that cash. Yeah. They spend their first cash as if they made money. And it's not like most of them take that seed money out and put it back. They take the entire load and spend it. And I understand, excuse me, as business owners, we have overhead. But oftentimes we're spending that money on stuff that don't even apply to our business. What we should be understanding is that you take some cash, you build or buy an asset that's going to create more cash. You take that cash and then build, buy another asset that's going to create some more cash. And you take that cash and you do it again. And I want to challenge y'all to do it at least 3 times. All right, at least 3 times. Take some cash, build, buy asset that's going to create some cash, and then do it again 2 more times. And then once you get that third set of cash, you still have 2 more sets that are working in your favor. And I think a lot of business owners are starting to understand that they need more cash flow so that when their business slows down, they'll be able to still stay afloat, maintain and sustain a certain amount of living, a certain quality of living. I just wanted to share that with y'all because a lot of people are really not understanding that if I take some money and I invest into a business and I start getting paid from that business, I should not be taking that money and spending it right away. Not if I want to stay in business. And I'm going to give you one example of our business. About 5.5 years ago, at the time, we got in with the business. We started a business for $12.95. A complete business for $12.95. That business gave us a website, it gave us a business email, it gave us products, and it gave us tax strategies, record keeping software, it gave us debt elimination software, it gave us investment education, it gave us everything that we needed, tax minimization, it gave us everything we needed, credit education to be successful in business. And I like to call that the back end of business. It gave us the back end of business. And we can use that information with any business we want. And to show you how valuable that information is, that's exactly what we did. And as we began to create cash from that business, that asset, we didn't take that money and spend it. We took that money. We didn't pay debt off with that money from the business. We took that money, and my wife took that money, and she started another business. So we hadn't drawn from our business yet. And she took that money from that business. When she started her business, she took that money, she started making from her business. And she waited a couple of years until 3 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago, and she started yet another business. So since then, we started several businesses from one investment. And all of the businesses that we started, our initial investment was $12.95. I know it sounds crazy. We planted a $12, almost $13 seed to be able to create and build assets. And now, some 60 months later, I'm starting to feel comfortable enough to take some of that cash and put it in other places because our businesses are self-sustaining. That's a concept that business owners have to understand. Because if they don't, they're going to have a short-lived business. So I hope that made sense. At least to one person, I hope it made sense. Cash, asset, cash, and understanding cash flow. Once again, cash flow is the amount of money that you have left over after all your expenses are paid, and cash, asset, cash needs to be cash, asset, cash, asset, cash, asset, cash, and keep on going until you build an empire. We can't be so much of in a hurry to be able to be ready to spend money. We just want to keep on investing back into our business. So like I said, man, I'm on the road, man. I'm outside of Montgomery, Alabama, man. I left late, but I'm glad because I was able to see some great people. I was able to plant some seeds, and I had a ball, man. I'm looking forward to coming back to finish what I started. So what I want y'all to do, like the video, share the video, tag somebody, leave me a comment if it made sense. If you got a question, feel free to reach out to me or get with the person that shared this information with you. What I want you to understand is this. When we know better, that's when we have the ability to do better. Now, whether we reject knowledge, whether we choose not to implement the knowledge or not, when we know better, we have the ability to do better. And the only time knowledge is powerful is when it's properly applied. Stop telling people that knowledge is power when we're sitting on it or when we're taking it and we're just, throwing it away. You got to think about that. Start thinking about that. So I'm going to pop on again at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be talking about fear. Since I'm on the road, I may as well get something out of it. I might as well get me some training out of it, right? So I'm going to talk about fear and how fear kills dreams and how fear paralyzes us. And I'm going to share some things with you that you can do to not be so afraid, okay? Once again, my name is Eric McKinley. I am the Director of Program Development of National Business Builders. Like I always say, once again, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. I see y'all at the top because there's too many people struggling at the bottom.